So for the next 3.5 hours, we are going to build that website that you see there. For that, you don't need to just copy and paste everything I put, like the numbers, the margin, the everything. So all you need to do is just understand the concept, how it works, and why I choose certain things without something else. Like why I don't give margin, instead I use absolute positioning, and then I give those numbers on the left and right. So for that, you don't need to just build the website immediately. Understand the concept and make something very simple, as I did by myself. So I also showed how you can make something simple, just understand how to use the parents and then how to choose the children inside of it. That's something very similar to this one. And after you understand, it's like an exercise for me, a practice for me. I build those popular websites to just understand by myself. If one day I have those kind of assets and those kind of good quality images, and if you have them, you can build some websites similar to this one. For that one, first see the video. If you can make a website similar to this one, just go ahead and do it. But if you cannot, just see the video, understand by yourself, and then explain to yourself why and how it works. Then try it by yourself. If you cannot, just come back to the video and just do it. It's like an exercise, like a practice. I mean, it's very good for you to do it. So let's go ahead and see it. Hi again. So we open a blank page or a blank project. So any name you can just give the project. Okay, here we are. First, going to the body. We just give the class body here. And for the body, we are not going to change too much. We're just changing the font, and also we're going to change the color. The color going to be black. And after that we have, so let me open the page here. In here, first we have the top, the nav bar, and this smaller nav bar down here. First we are going to create that too. And for that one we are going to bring a section. And for this section, we give this section the class of navbar. The class of the navbar. Okay, let me write it with the dash navbar. And for this one, we give a height of 44 pixel, and we give this one position relative. So it has a higher z index to be on the top of everything. So we can see it even if something comes in front of it, and the color to be black, and inside of it we are going to put a div. This div name be container, and for the container setting, first of all we are going to give it some width, and the width will be 1040 pixel, and the maximum width. So even if the width of the monitor will be bigger, it will not get bigger than 1040. We are going to center it in the middle, so the margin of auto, and 30 pixel on the left and 30 pixel on the right as padding, as you can see here. It's in the center and two sides just empty, so that auto margin will do that. And inside of this one, we are going to put a nav list. Where is the nav list? I don't use list too much. Here, list item. Okay. So yeah, we are going to put a list here, and the list will be unordered and no bullet. So let's give this one a class of, so this is from navbar, nav, and this is the nav menu. Okay, for this one, we have display as flexbox, horizontal, and the children will be in the center and space between. For the height, we give the same height as 44 pixel as its parent, as the nav bar. And inside of this one, we're going to have this nav item. And the setting for the nav item will be just similar to the nav menu. Okay, let's give it nav item class. This one also display flexbox, align to the center, So the children will be inside. Inside of the nav item, we're going to put a nav link. So let's bring a nav link. And where is the link? Link block? No. Okay, here, the link. So we're going to delete this one, also this one, just taking the one that we give the class. And here, we're going to give this one nav link. And the nav link has a padding of everywhere of 10 pixel. So just press shift and left click and here. So we have padding of 10 pixel everywhere. The font size is going to be 14 pixel, 20 pixel of line height, and text decoration, no. The color must be white. We have it here. Then we take this one and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Copy paste 10 times. Control C and Control V. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10. And let me write down all of these one. Okay, done. I write it. Now we have this logo here and this 2 here. And for that one, let me just bring all of the images. So these are all the images that we are going to need for building the website. So these are our assets. The first one here is a logo. So click here to the nav item. No, to the nav link. And for the nav link, we give a combo class of Apple logo. We go down to background image. For the background image, we choose the Apple logo. This is going to have a size of 16 pixel because 16 pixel is the size of the that SVG that we have. Position to the center, no repeat, and also not fixed. That is done. So we should clear the text in front of it. For the text here at the end, to this one we have the search in the back. For this one we do the same, but this one we say search logo. And same to same, we go down here to the image and we choose where is the search. Here. And same, cover, center, no actually custom, this should be 16 by 44. As you can see here, this is the size. If you can see 16 by 44. Center, no repeat. Delete the text in front of it and done. Okay, I just check if I'm recording or not. For the last one, the same. This one is the back logo. Going to the image, background image, we choose the back, custom 16 by 44 to the center, no repeat and also not fixed, and delete the text in front of it. So very easy. The top part is done. We close here, done. Yeah, everything looks fine. Now I have the other section, this one. The section below the top nav bar. For that one, again, you're going to have a section, another section, and this one is going to, yeah, this one is fixed. So let's give it a name that has a meaning. So we just give it fixed nav bar. For this one, the height would be 52 pixel. The position would be sticky top 0. And this one also a higher z-index of say like 10,000 or thousands. And the background color would be black. Inside, again we go with the container. The container. Okay, we already have the class prepared, container. Inside of the container we have another div, and let's say this one fixed nav. For this one, so the fixed nav is the parent for this one and this one. So basically 2 items, this one and all of these 3. For that one, we go display flexbox, horizontal, align to the center and space between. This one also going to have a height of 52 pixels, the same as what its parent have, the fixed nav bar has. And then we need 2 divs. One div, and for this one, again, another div here. So one on the left and one on the right. The one that is on the left, this one, we give the class iPhone 11. This is the parent to iPhone 11 Pro. Okay, it's Pro. Okay, just iPhone 11 is fine. iPhone 11, and inside of it, we're going to put a paragraph, a heading, not a paragraph, sorry. So for that, we are going to bring a heading here. And this heading is going to be named iPhone heading. This one has no margin top and no margin bottom. So we're going to remove from the top and bottom the margin. The weight will be, okay, the phone is System UI, the weight is 600, 21 pixel of the font and 28 pixel of line height. The color would be black. The text inside, iPhone 11 Pro. I wish I could buy one, so anyway, iPhone 11 Pro. To the right, we have these 3 items inside the div here. So we are going to call that div fixed nav left. This is the left one, the child of the fixed nav. So fixed nav dash left. The setting of this one is actually very similar to its parent, just flexbox, horizontal, align center, and the children just have the space between. We don't give it any width, so the width will be decided by the children inside of it. For that one, we're going to bring 2 link, 1 button. For the links, where is the link? Again, lost it here. And for this one, we give this one fixed nav link. Fixed nav link. Okay. For this one, the font, let's go, the font 400, the size would be 13 pixel, the line height 20, no text decoration, the color to be white. Let's change this one to overview, copy paste another one, and write down this one. They have separation of say around 30 pixel, same margin of 30 pixel. This one has less opacity or just kind of gray color. So we say here the less opaque. For that one, we can reduce the opacity, say around 80. Yeah, around 80 or just 90, whatever. Then we have a button. So let's go bring a button here to the bottom. Let's change the text first, which is the easiest one, and say the fix nav btn button. 15 pixel everywhere, left and right, and also top and bottom, 15 pixel. And some padding here. So how much? I think this much is enough. So let's put it 5. Not top and bottom is not 15. 5 and 5. Now does it look similar? Yeah, it looks similar. This should be capital by. Okay, so the easy part has finished. The color actually, we haven't changed the color of the fixed nav. The fixed nav bar is going to have a color of not black, but actually light black. So let me bring it here. It's 11111. So we just save it. I say something like light black, because we're going to use this one a lot while making the page. So what happened here? This one is down, this one is up. Did we put it container, and this one is in the center for the parent here. This must be also to the center. No, not display flags. So maybe this, it has a margin. It has a margin for bottom of 41. So let's make that margin to be 0. It's still not in the center. So let's make the parent display flags box. Center, center. What about giving it a less line height? I think the line height, bring that one 20. Yeah, it looks quite good now. Yeah, it's centered to its parent. Now is the time to make this section. And this section is the one that scared me at the beginning. Let's find out how we are going to build it. In that case, first we should have a section for that new part, this one. And for that one, let's give it a name of hero image, because in here we just have the image. So hero image, for that one, let's give it a height of 100 viewport height. And when you give 100 viewport height, can you see that we have some scroll here, which we basically don't want scroll. We want the section to take the entire width without any scroll. So the scroll comes because we have the height of the section 100, and we also have the top, these two. So what is the combined height of this one? It's 44, 52. So let's give 44 plus 52. Okay, 52 plus 44. It's 96. So let's give it minus 96 to push the section up, and give it position relative, because we would need the z index. Actually, we would need the higher z index for this one to be in the front and for its content to be in the back. That's why we need to give position relative. The background color is light. Yes, the background color is actually light dark. So basically here it's black, but it's not the color of that section that we are working on it. This is another section, another div inside that section that gives the color black. If you can see on the side, we have that kind of dark gray, and also on the left here. So light dark, and down here, what we have inside of it. Inside of it we have a div, and this div is the one who takes the image. So we say hero image, hero image, hero image. This is inside this one. For this one to work, you have to give display of flags box, because the child inside is in the center. So we give display flags box horizontal, aligned to the top right, justified to the center. And the background color is black. The background is black, and the position is absolute, because we want to put it in the center. Yes, the flags box actually help, but by giving it a display absolute, we have much more control over it, where to put. And so inside of that, let's put the image. we have this image here, and choose the image. I think this is this one. Yep. For the image itself, what do we have? What setting we have for the image? For the image, we push it down by giving a margin of 20 viewport height. So this basically push the image down, otherwise it would be in the behind of those nav bars. We give a width of 60 viewport width for the image. And let's see now. Yes, it's here. It's center because we have the parent actually display flags. Otherwise, if we give it display block, it will be on the left. So display flags and put it in the center for the parent. And next what we have this scroll down because the image is too big and it's scrolling down. So let's go to the hero image, and for the hero image we put the overflow to, if we put the overflow, no, we go to hero image, actually the one that is the container for the image, overflow to hidden. And now still we can see it's overflow. I don't know why, maybe it's because it's not saving yet. Here we still have overflow. Why we have this overflow? Okay, let's give this hero image position absolute, and we're going to put 96 from the top and 30 to the right and 30 to the left. But we still have overflow. So why we give this position absolute? So let me put it back to position static. When I'm giving it position static, did you see that? Let me put the overflow here. Overflow to hidden because it really bothers us, that overflowing. Now we don't have overflow. So why I give position absolute there? If you realize here, when I put hero image, it actually takes the entire height. Why? Because we have 100 viewport height, and this actually going behind those two nav bars. And why we don't need it? We don't want it to be behind that nav bar. So because overall the section is going up, we want it to start from here below this one. So in that case, if I give it padding, you see, if I give it padding to go down, then the color of the background will be shown. So for that, what we need to do is to just make the padding 0 and coming here, giving positioning absolute, and for the top we give 96. Exactly where the other two are, the two navbar height is combined, 96. And it's relative to not the parent, gosh, we should give it to hero image, the child here. So the child is going to have position absolute and top of 96. Cancel. And top of 96. If you see now, we start from the bottom of the second nav bar. And now it's not in front of that. So, and also we can see that in the left and right, we don't have, as we have here, this one and this one. We can achieve that by giving it margin. So giving it margin like this, but we are not going by the margin. We're basically going by the position absolute, and we push from the left 30 pixel and also from the right 30 pixel, and then it stretch. If you see, we don't give it any width of like 100 viewport width or 100%, and this is because of the position absolute left and right of 30 that is going to stretch from this side to this side. So now this section is done. I hope you understand this section. It wasn't so complicated. But I'm still wondering why it's not working. Here I say overflow hidden. Also here I say overflow hidden. But I'm still having this overflow. The reason is that in here, the bottom is auto. So it's just going down and take the entire width. So what we can do is just giving this position absolute, the bottom 0, and now it's not overflowing. Now you can see it's not overflowing. Right now I'm scrolling up and down, but no overflow, exactly as here. And then we have in the bottom this one. So for that case, what we can do is just put another div, and let's call this one bottom div gray. This one has a height of 30 pixel, position absolute. We are going to put it in the bottom, so we don't give it width, so it just stretch itself. For the background, we just go and choose that light black or dark gray. And now we have it down here. We have that one. This section is done. So now we need the other section, which is this one. For that, we need to bring another section, this. And that section is going to be called hero content or content. Okay, just put it hero content because these two are from the hero. Hero content. For hero content, we give a height of 100 viewport height. Scroll down, and yes, we have it here. 100 viewport height. The background color as before, it's that light dark, which we can see here. And in the case of this one, we again can use position absolute and just give those sides. But for this case, we don't use position absolute. We give margin on the, not margin, padding on the left 30, padding on the right 30, padding on the right 30. And what it does, it creates that two margin here and here to both sides, like this color and this color, and the child inside of it is going to be black. Hero content. We have the height, we have the background color, and we also have the padding. And now let's see what we have inside of it. Inside we have this one, this content. We have this black here, and on the left and on the right we have that dark gray. So we have the dark gray, and now we need to create that black color inside that div. For that one, we give hero content, and this one going to be sticky. So you will find out why we give this sticky name. Where the sticky come, we don't know, because in here it doesn't look like sticky, or does it? We will find it out. For the hero sticky, we give position, we go Flexbox, and for this one we're going to Flexbox. Okay, horizontal to the center and to the center. And the height of this one is 100 viewport height, exactly the same as its parent. For the color is going to be black. Now you can see we achieve exactly something similar to this one. The two sides are kind of grayish and the inside is black. And again we have here. Color is black. And remember, this is sticky, which means that we are going to come here, give position sticky and top 0. But for now, just let's not give it position sticky, so we can see what we are going and what we are doing. So this one has Flexbox. No, this one has Flexbox, and the reason is to just center. Put the child exactly in the center. Bring another container. You see it's exactly in the center as I told you, like a magic. Call this one container. For the container we have everything as before. That is the magic of CSS. And inside of this container we're going to have a heading and a paragraph and another paragraph and just 2 links. Okay, let's bring a heading. Let's call this one hero content paragraph. Hero content paragraph. Font of System UI, let's give it 600, size 32, line height 36, and anything else. Just give him margin top of 0, margin bottom of also 0, and let's copy and paste what we have here. But this doesn't look like what we... Okay, 32 is so small. 96. The color to be black. The line height to be 100 pixel. And a text align center. Anything else? We have spacing between the heading and the paragraph. Okay, just 30 pixel. Then we have margin. Sorry, paragraph. We already had the margin. For this one, let's call it hero content paragraph. No, hero content paragraph. Existing class? Hero content paragraph. No, my bad. This one should be hero content heading. And this one should be hero content paragraph. For the paragraph, we have 600 again, size 32, line height 36. The color should be not exactly white. The color is this AAAA, and let's save this one dark gray for the letter use. Text align to the center, and let me copy paste the text, Control C, Control V, and done. What do we have next? Oh, this one and this one again has padding, margin, some distance. For this one, let's give 60. No, not 60. That is too much. 30 pixel in the bottom. And again, we take this one, Control Z, Control V, copy paste down, and then Control Z and Control V here. Okay, done, very easy. Next we have these two links. For that one, we can use like display inline or two of that, but we are going to go some fancy. We put a div. We call this div hero content to links. Display flexbox horizontal, center. We give a width. No, we don't give a width. We just put the two links inside. Okay, the link is here, and we call this link hero content link. Hero content link. Did I use it before? No. Hero content link. For this one, have weight of 600, 24 pixel of font, 32 pixel of line height. No, text decoration, the color, okay, text decoration, color, and the text is this one. Watch the keynote, Control C, Control V, and the other one is watch the film. Don't write Control C, Control V. That is just a shortcut. I'm just kidding. On the light, on the right, we have 30 pixel of separation in between the two. And what next? We have this one, we have this one. Ah, we don't have this. So this also has similar to this one. So in that case, what we are going to do, just copy where we have here. Yep. Control C. Come to this container here, Control V. Have it bottom here. Do we have it? I am still not sure. There we should have it, to the container. Yep, we have it inside the container. Position absolute down. Okay, so, but why we cannot see it? Let's change the position. Okay, not exactly 0. Let's put it up and down. Up and down here. If I put it 0, it's up here. Aha, my God, because this one is relative. You see, this is relative to body. So let's go and give this hero content position relative. And now, yes, we have it. Here, this bottom gray. Also here, we have this bottom gray. I don't know if my monitor can really show that because it's a very cheap monitor, which is not color calibrated. Okay, everything is done here. Let's see if everything is really done. Yes, 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 yes. Yep, it's done. So what it's lacking? It's lacking this cool showing off that you're so good in making this kind of stuff. But in ours, it's just like traditional every website that just is scrolling down and up and down and up. So let's go and try to really understand how to do this one, how this trick works. For that one, let's see what we have. We have two sections. This one is 100 viewport and also this one 100 viewport. Okay, let's do this. If I tell you that if both of them take the same position, I mean for one person at the same time, so two persons at the same time cannot be in one place, right? If somebody's standing there, nobody can stay on the same place until the first person moves. But in here, we should do something like that. This one and this image must stay on the same exact position. So for that to happen, we come to the hero content. And if we come here, you see, if we give positive margin, it's going down, it's pushing down. It's just getting distance from the top section. But if we give negative margin, if you can see, it's actually going behind the other one. So it's going behind. Let's bring it forward. How we can bring it forward? This one has position relative z-index 3. Let's give position relative z-index of 4. And now it's actually in the front. Yep. Now you see, this is what I mean. They're taking exactly the same position, two sections. But how much we're going to go up? We're not going to go by pixel, right? We go 100 viewport height. And now we cannot scroll. This one and the other one taking the same space. How we can prove that? So by giving this one back z-index of 2 and the first one, let's give it some opacity of down, say opacity of 40. And now as you can see, we cannot scroll because the total height of the body right now is 100 viewport height. And this one and the other one, the two sections are in the same place. Exactly as here, they are in the same place. So what we can do, let's bring some scroll to the body. So how we can introduce a scroll? Let's give one of them 200 viewport height. And as we can see, now we can scroll, but the problem now is that they both take the same space and they also behave the same. They both are going up. For this to not happen, what we can do is the child inside of this one, because this one has a height of 200. We give the child position sticky and top 0. Oh my God, I hate this every time it happens. Okay, we are back. Position, okay, we're talking about this. Give it position top 0. And now let's see what happened. When we scroll, this one is going up, but the other one is not going up. What is the reason? The reason is that it goes up when its parent touching the bottom here. So it hasn't touched the bottom. So the parent is 200 and the child itself is 100. So we have 100 viewport height of scrolling down. And let's give the first one opacity back to 100. Alt plus click and remove that one. And now we have exactly the same as we have here. Yeah, and the only difference is that in here we have shadow. Can you see the shadow here? Bottom shadow. Okay, for that one to work, we go back to the first section, hero image. We have bottom gray, and this time we have to introduce a shadow. Not shadow here, not shadow here, shadow outside of it. And that must be outside of this hero image, because hero image is from the top here to bottom hero, but we want outside, and the hero image actually can do that. So for this to work, we are going to bring a div block, put it down here. We say this one, the name is bottom shadow. Bottom shadow, we give a height of 100 pixel and position absolute bottom of 0. It takes everything like this. And yes, we cannot see anything, so let's give it some color of red. Now we can see something is happening here. From the top, it shouldn't be auto actually. From the top, it should start exactly from the bottom, but it should not hide that bottom gray. So what we can do, we come to the pixel, and from the top, not from the top, we give from the top, we give it auto, we come to the bottom, we give it pixel, shift, go down. How much you want to go down? Exactly here, exactly minus 100 pixel. And yes, we have it here. And when we go up and down, if we see the shadow here, the shadow is not actually in the left and on the right. So let's give this one left and right of 30 pixel. 30 pixel, 30 pixel. Yeah, now we are correct. 30, 30 on the left and right. Now what we need to do is just delete the color, introduce a, gradient. For the gradient, we go from the top to bottom. Yeah, we go from black to black, but different opacity. How it go? For that one, we go 180. One side is black, it's black, and the other side is also black, but the opacity is how much? 60? Maybe 60 works and maybe it doesn't. How about if we go absolutely 0? If we, on the bottom side, if we say give 20, yeah, now it's working. But if you really zoom here in the bottom, I can see the line here, a sharp line. You cannot see because of the compression of the video, but I can clearly see it. Exactly here. You see? I can see a line. But in here, no line. So which means that the other side should be completely transparent. On the right side, we give 0. My God, what happened? It's 0, yes. And let's see it now. And what about hours? Yeah, it's working. So these two sections are done. This one and this one. And they're both from hero. This one. These two sections, they are just one is the image and the other one is the content. So let's, I think, put both of them in one, this one and this one. Sometimes I cannot choose. Okay. Yeah, everything is done. So just bring a div block. And for this div block, we are going to give it hero, and we put this hero image and hero content inside of this hero. And the hero itself doesn't have anything. Yeah, it's just like a container that hold. Just make the document here much more cleaner because they are both hero. This and this. So I hope you don't feel sleepy so far because we have a lot to do. We have a long way to go now. All of these must be finished today, not tomorrow, okay? If you want to learn and if you really want to practice, then you should give time. I mean, in 30 minutes or 20 minutes, if you practice, I'm sure you will not learn anything. what do we have next? Bringing another section. This section, we call it 3 lens and take a look. Why that name? Sounds funny because you have these 3 images with 3 lenses, and also this take a look here. For this one, what setting we have? We have position relative, z-index 3, and this will be because like one coming in front of the other, just z-index. The reason we use relative and z-index is that inside of that one we will give a div block. This div block name is 3 lens. For this one we go grid. We go grid, and all the default positioning is okay. For this one, take a look. Did we give any color? 3 lens. For this one, let's give it the light black or dark gray, that color. This 3 lens has a height. It has a height because as you can see, the height starts from here and the finish from here. It's not taking the entire height of the viewport, the entire height of the window. We give 700 pixel because even in here, if I check for you, if I check, you see from here going down to here, that's around like 680, 690. Just call it 700. Whatever you want to do. Max width of 1920. We don't want to. And the 4K monitor is if it's like 32 inch. We don't want it to be so wide. 1920 is fine. Then inside of this, take a look. We have 3 div. So if we edit this one, we have only 1, 2, 3 column, no row. So right click, delete the row, and give another one, 1, 2, 3 row. We are done, and the spacing between lock it and give it 30 pixel. We are going to bring 3 div, 1, and for this one, we call this one left grid, left grid, and for this one, we have it stretch, and position, give it relative, and the color must be black. This one down. Then we have another div to the middle one, and we call this one mid grid. And for this one, we take the height of say 100%, whatever the parent has, we just give it here. Position relative. The color of the background must be black. And last but not least, dragging another div to the third one. And this one is going to be right grid. And same as the other one, we give it stretch, align, and justify. The color must be black. And don't forget the position must be relative. And the position relative. I don't know if you use relative or not, but I think there must be something inside that need them, any children inside, need them to be position relative, because if child inside has position absolute, if the parent doesn't have position relative, then the child will run away and just be relative to the body and just float everywhere, which we don't want it. Okay, this. And this one also has, on the 2 sides, it has that margin. So we give to the parent, to the 3 lens. Here, padding, sorry, why I just keep saying margin, padding 30. Because if we give a width of 100, so it is going to take the entire width from here to here. And if we add margin, then that would introduce overflow, which we don't want. So padding is better to use, because padding is going to add to the width, if the width is auto. I haven't tried it with 100. It's fine, no need to try now. 1, 2, and 3. And now, yeah, this one looks very similar to this one. The only thing is that now we should introduce the images inside. For the left one, let's bring a div. And this div name is 3 lens image container left. For this one, we give a maximum width. We don't want it to be too big. Maximum width 400. Position absolute, exactly as I told you before. The child must need the parent to be position relative. That's why we give left grid position relative, mid grid position relative, and right grid position relative. Because now one of the child can see has position absolute, the top 60, pushing it down. And we need to put this one to be 0 percentage, and this one also 0 pixel, 0 percentage, doesn't matter, but I just like percentage here. Doesn't have background, it doesn't have any background, but inside of it we are going to put an image, this image here, and let's choose the image. So which one is the image? This one, not sure. This. I think it's this one. It's the placeholder SVG. Right landscape. Yep, I think it's this one. Is this right landscape? Right landscape? No. This one is the right landscape. Yeah, it's actually the other one. So let's change it to this one. It's left landscape, yes. So yeah, everything worked, but except the problem. Now we have overflow. The child is only from here to here, but it's overflowing down there. So for that to fix, what we can do is just give this left grid, which ends here, overflow to hidden. Now it's working. Now it's done. It wasn't too hard. So for the other one, for the mid grid, what we can do is bring another div block, and this one is going to be named mid background image. For this one, it's going to have a height of 100%. It's going 100% means just from here to here, but we don't want 100, don't we? We want more than 100, so we want 150. And now, as you can see, it's going down. It starts from here, but it's going down all the way to here. But if I give it a color of red, now you can see clearly. The starting point is here, the ending point is here, but it's going down all the way here. What we need is that half of this X-ray space overflowing down, half of it to be here, another half of it to be up there. So what I mean, if I show you, we want this half here, and the other half, which is in the bottom, we want it to be in up here. We want it to be in here. Half down, half up. So just in a simple words, I want it to be center here, vertically. For that one to work, give it position absolute. Again, position absolute, as I told you before. We need the parent to be position relative, so there must be a child inside that needs to be position absolute. And we give position absolute, and the left to be 0 and the right to be 0, so it's going to stretch from left to right. And from the top we give 50%, so now it's 50% down, but it's not center, it's just worse than that. We're going to fix it with giving a transformation, a transform of percentage 50%. My god, it become worse. Minus 50, minus 50%. And let's see it now. Yeah, now this is what I was talking about. Half of it is up. This one, it ends here, but half of the height is up and the other half is down here. That's great. That's absolutely great. And we give a background image. For this one, we give a background image. So delete the color. The color was just showing you what I mean. Showing is better than just explaining. That's something very hard to explain. So what do we have? Where is the image? The image. Oh my god, I lost the image. Where it is? This one? No. This one? No. Yes, this one. So big. So we give it cover to take the entire space. Center no repeat, and also not fixed. Now we are talking. Now we have very similar to this one actually. But the problem is that here we have overflow. For the overflow, what we can do, again like before, going to the parent, overflow hidden. This one done, and the last one. For the last one, we can have a div. We give this div a name of image container. Image container. I think it should be image container right 3 lengths, but it's fine. Image container. For this one to work, we give display of flag spots, horizontal, center, center. We center everything we have inside. With 1005. It should be 100. Height would be 100. Again, my God, 100%. This is 100%, and next we need to put the image inside. We have to bring an image to here. Give the image this right landscape. Image is high DPI. Image is high DPI. We have it down here. And for the image, we don't want it to be so big. We give a max width of 256 pixel for the image, the maximum it can get. Because here it's small and here it's very big. We don't want that one, do we? The parent has width of 100. No, I'm sorry. We cannot change the width. Let this one to be 100. We can make it small but give it percentage like this, you see? But we don't want to do that. We go to the container. That's why we have container. For the container we have 256 the max width. Margin auto. Yeah, it's working. It's exactly to the center. Next what we have, this bottom one. For that one, it's not too hard. We just give the parent position relative, going to the hero, and just steal this bottom div gray. Control C, and we come to here, and Control V, and we have it bottom down here. Yeah, that's working. Close the hero. We just stole it. That's fine. Bottom gray. So far, I hope you're not feeling sleepy because we just complete 3 sections, the 1, the 2, the 3, but not the 4. The 4 is left. The 1, the 2, and the 3. For the 4th one, we have this 2. Take a closer look. The content and the image. So we are going back. We find the take a look section. We bring a section here and we call this one take a look. For this, let's give it a height of 100 viewport height. So 100 viewport height to just see it, what we can do with it. Inside of it, again, we have another div. This div name is take look without an A, just to show it's a different one. Display grid, and everything as default. This one also 100 viewport height. My God, I'm just using so much 100 viewport height. So I think the parent doesn't need to be 100 viewport height, because if it doesn't have, it will inherit the height from the child. But it's fine. I'm going to just give it 100 viewport height. I'm not losing anything. Delete the bottom row, delete, and for the top you have this and this. This one doesn't need to be exactly 50-50. We're going to give 0.75% this one, or just like say 40% this one and the other 60% the other one. So we give in FR unit. Lock it and give it 30 pixel of distance, 30 pixel of spacing between. And this take a look. I think this is the one that's going to take the color, or does it? Because here the same, we have the right and the back of that color. So I think this one is going to take the color of light light black or dark gray, whatever you name it. And we are going to bring a div, one div to the left. For this div, we're going to give it take a look content. Take a look content. For the content, we only have the color to be black. And another div for the take a look image. Call this one take look image. For take a look image, we only have the color to be black. Yeah, this looks similar to this one, but we don't have these two sides. We have in the middle that color. So for that to happen, let's go to take a look, and we give a margin of two sides. Take a look, not take a look, but take a look. We give a padding of 30 to the left and 30 to the right. Yeah, now we have here and here. That's okay. And now take a look content. For the take a look content inside, we're going to have some content. We give a div inside of it, and we call this one take look content. Okay, just call it content container. For the content container, we display flexbox vertical to the center and to the center. Everything is going to be to the center, and just padding, some padding to the left 20, some padding to the right 20, and a height to be whatever the papa height has. Whatever the parent height is, 100%. Take 100%. I think my shift click doesn't work. Every time I say 100%, you say 1005 pixel. What do you have inside? Inside we have these two paragraphs, not two paragraphs, one headline and one paragraph. So this is the content container, which gives a width of 100, and anything we put, it will be center aligned exactly to the center because of the flexbox. So first, let's give it a div. This is the div that's going to be exactly in the center. And we call this one the content. And it has a width of auto. The maximum width is going to be 80% of the parent. Because the parent is going to be very wide, if the screen is wide, is 80, and the basis is going to be 50. It's not smaller than 50%. The content container, and then that one. So let's put the paragraph and the headline inside. So let's bring a headline, not headline, heading. And this one should be take a look heading. Take look heading. Margin, no, 0. Margin in the bottom, we use 30 everywhere, so let's use 30. Maximum width of 400 pixel. Width. The weight should be 600, 72 pixel size, and 76 of a line height, and the color should be white. And then I copy the text and I paste it here. Take a look. Take a look. Take a closer look. Take a closer look. Yeah, it's fine. Then let's go and bring a paragraph. Where is the paragraph? Sometimes I'm just forgetting where is the paragraph, where is the link. I mean, it's very funny. Take look paragraph. For that one, we margin the bottom, just leave it. We don't need any margin for that. Nothing is in the bottom. Maximum width of 400 pixel. We actually can give this 400 to the parent here, to the content, 400 pixel. But it's fine, we give this one because this gives 80%. Again, I mean, this happened a lot of time for me. I don't know why. Even though I have a Chrome extension that disables automatic tab reloading, but you just keep doing it. I don't know the reason. If anybody knows, I would be appreciated if they tell me how to fix it. So system UI 600, 24 pixel of font, 32 pixel of line height, and the color should be this dark gray. Let me bring the text. It's too bold, I think. It's not 600. Let's give it 500 or 400. 600. I don't know. Inside we have this one, 700. Let's give it 600. This one, yep. These are now absolutely looks similar, this left hand side. For the right, you have to put that image. So let's close the content, take a look content, and then let's open the take a look image. For the take a look image, let's bring a div. Let's bring a div block here, and let's call this one take look background. We have width of 100, takes 100% of the parent. The height must be 60%. 60%. We give it position absolute, bottom 0 to go down. I think it go too much down. So the parent must be position relative. Give position relative to the parent, to the take a look image, position relative. And the take a look, yeah, now it's in the place. As you can see, it's here. And last, we're going to give the image. Which image it is? It is it's this image. Top center, cover, no repeat, and not fixed. Yeah, it looks similar now. For this one, I think we don't have anything else. It's looking absolutely fine. Take a look. Yeah, it looks very similar. The only thing that is left is this bottom one here. This gray div. So let's bottom shadow, copy from there and bring it to this one, to the parent. And do we have it here now? We're still not having it. I mean, what is the problem now? We must have it down here. I think the parent doesn't have position relative. And the child has position absolute, not minus 100, but 0. My god, I copied the wrong one. So delete this one, this bottom div gray, Control Z, come to the take a look and Control V. Now we have it here, yes. Now we have it in the bottom down there. What did I do to this one? Because I removed that minus 100. Let's see how far we are. Now this one should be in front of that one. So this time I'm not going to explain too much. I am just going to do what is necessary to do. 200 minus 100 viewport height and position relative, z index of 2, and this one z index of 3. Inside, take a look must have position sticky top of 0, and yeah, now it's working. So I go very fast because I already explained in here. I explained in detail, and now it's working. But there is another problem. If you see here, as I scroll, something is coming, and I think that something is from this section. Yes, from this section. For that case, I think I should have how to fix that one. It's coming from here, from here. There must be something I have to fix because it's in here and it shouldn't be there. So if I give this one background light and giving this one the index of 3, going back to the hero. Exactly. So the hero itself, because this section has the index of 3, I think. Yeah, this one has the index of 3. This one, I think, also has the index. It doesn't have any index, so which means that this one can come in front of this hero. So for the hero, we go position relative and the index of 3. Yep, now it works. If you see here, if you see here, the moment I give the hero a z index of 3, see, it just come. So which means that this one will be in front, even if something come in front of this. So before, the top of this section was coming here and here, down, down, and down. So we are down how many sections? The first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So now is the hardest one, this one. This one is a bit hard to understand actually, but it's not that hard. So we are going to build that one now. But before that, let's put these two sections together. This 3 lanes, and also take a look. So let's bring a div block and put this one inside and also this one inside, and call this one the 3 lanes, and take a look. 3 lanes and take a look. Existing class. Where did I give that? 3 lanes and take a look. So let's rename this one, because this one is only for 3 lanes. Yeah, this one is only for 3 lanes. And inside of it, 3 lanes, yeah. And this one, because this is the parent for the both. So we say 3 lanes and take a look. 3 lanes and take a look. So now it's the parent for the both of that one. The other one, the other section is this one, which is a bit hard. So I need to drink some water first. Now, I need to explain to you before I do anything, before just jumping to here and just helping, try to explain to you and try to tell you how it works. It's a bit complicated at first. So what I need to do is, I need to show you some Figma files and some Affinity photo. Okay, Affinity later. So for this one, I bring a screenshot. Of the image. Yeah, I bring a screenshot, and I also make this one here. So imagine I come to here, I take a screenshot, I find what is the size of this one. In here I have the size. So after having the size, I bring this 3 here, and I just giving them some opacity of 20, and also this one opacity of 20, and this one opacity of 20. And now they take the space here. So why I'm doing this? To show you that if I draw a rectangle here and I give a color of kind of more red, and I send this one to back, send backward, and send backwards. Okay, here is fine. And the top of our circle touch that one, and the top of the other section touches this one, and in this one we just have as it is. So the parent of these 3 is actually exactly this much. touching here. And now if I take all of this one out, I want you to understand that we have a parent all the way here. If I take my pencil, we have a parent inside that div. We have a parent that actually takes all of these three child inside of it. And that parent is actually this one. This is the parent, a div that take this 1 and 2 and 3 child inside of it. And the parent is, as you can see, more than twice as the width of this one and more than height. And there must be some space. So we are going to find what is the parent size, and we give these children exactly the width we see on the iPhone website. This is how, if you really want to like back engineer another website. So I just cloned this website, but if you want to do back engineering of another website, then you just do like, you're finding every size, and then you see, okay, what is the distance between here and this one? What is the distance between this one and this one? And the parent that takes all of them, how much that parent should be and the child inside should be, and then you can make something similar to that one. Okay, finish from here. And if I come back here to this one, the parent is a big one and this child are inside of it. So for that one, I bring a section, and this section name is 3 rotate lens. And this 3 rotate lens works similar to what we have already done. It's in the back of this one and the other one coming in front of it. So I will not explain to you in detail, otherwise you will feel bored and the video will be too long, but I already explained how this trick works when something is in front of the other thing. So for that case, I would just go ahead and give heights, and you should explain to yourself why I give 300 viewport height here, why I give minus 100 viewport height here, and why minus 100 viewport height down there, and why position relative there and a z-index of 2. These are the things that is as an exercise for you. So you should explain to yourself why we have something like this, why we give it. You should find the reason. And this div is rotate lens sticky. This rotate lens is sticky going to have a height of 100 viewport height. The overflow is hidden. Okay, let me explain to you why the overflow is hidden. So give position sticky top 0, because if I go too fast, then those people that really follow and see the video till the end, they would feel lost. Inside this rotate lens sticky, we put another div. One div for the image, one div for the content. As always we do. 3 rotate lens content. Exactly as I told you. This is going to have position a relative z-index of 2. You should find out why z-index of 2 later on. And another div, we call this one 3 rotate lens images. So far so good. This rotate lens is sticky. Just for the explaining to you for that case, let's give a color so you better understand what we are doing. Otherwise you will be like, okay, what is happening? Every time he gives this width, height, margin, padding, like where are they going? So for that case, just for demonstration, let me give this one a color. For the content, let's go inside the content and give it a container. This one class of container, which we already have. Inside of the container, we have another div. This div will be 3 rotate content. 3 rotate content. And this 3 rotate content is going to be a flags box, which is going to center, align, and justify to the left a width of 100, a height of 100 viewport height. So I will explain to you those things that are very crucial to understand. I mean, just giving width of 100, height of 100 viewport height, give margin, give padding, give this. I don't need to explain those. So for that one, I just go very fast. Those things that are crucial, I'm going to explain. Inside of this, we have another div. So these kind of things I don't need to explain. So this is the 3 lens content. For that, we have a maximum width of 600 pixel. We don't want it to be bigger than 600 pixel. Now is the time to put a heading. Let me copy the heading. This is the heading. Let's name it. The name is going to be 3 rotate lens. Is it lens heading? We don't have margin top. We have a weight of 696. The font size 100. The line height. The color must be this gray. The second one, we just Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, copy paste. We also copy paste the text. We give a combo class of white. The color must be white. Now, as you can see, the texts are okay, but this one is a bit fat. It's a bit thick. Okay, we just make it skinny, 600. The text is done. Now it's time for the harder part, which is the rotate images. So the content was not so hard. And now let's put the images inside. For the images, sorry for my chair. For this one, it has 300 viewport height. For the rotate lens, this colorful you see here, this is the sticky container. So let me just break out of that sticky container. Let's give it auto. Okay. Now as you can see, we can scroll down, and this, remember, this color is for the sticky one. And now let me bring that parent, as I told you before, this red one, which is the parent of these 3 here. For that case, I give a width of 1391 and a height of 1430. This is the parent who can hold that 3 circular images as I showed you. So let's give it the color of blue. It's the color of the blue. Remember, this is the sticky, and this color blue is this red one. This is the parent. Okay, let me just put it red, so that will be better for you to get it. I give it red as before, and the sticky container, I give this one the color of something like cyan. Okay. I want this red to be exactly in the same position as this one, because in here the images and the text are in the same place. So for that to be able to do it, the parent has position relative. This child, I'm going to give it position absolute. And where do I want this to be? From the top, I want it to be 50%, which is here. From the right, I want it to be 50%. So can you see this div exactly start from the center of the parent, center of the image? Why? Because the sticky container has the whole width and also the whole height. So in here, it start here. So now what we do, we push back. We push it back 50% of its own width. 50 width up, and exactly minus 50 in the x direction. Now you can see it's exactly in the center. Yeah. If I give it a z index of 2, or say 3, 5. Okay, it's not happening because the child here has the index of 3. If I give it 3, yes. Now you can see that it's overflowing. So this red one is the parent of this 1, 2, 3, as you can see here. So let me now just explain too detail. If explaining too detail will just make you feel sleepy. I need to go a little bit fast. Otherwise the video will be too long. So let's put another div inside of this. We rotate lens. For this we call it lens top right. Lens top right. Width of 650 pixel and 655 pixel. I just see 650, 655, 655, 655, and position absolute exactly top here. If I give it some cyan color, so rotate skinny, I remove the color from it. So you see it's here. It's exactly as it's supposed to be here. Top left. Done. And let's have another one. Put this one here. This one here. And we bring another div block. And this div block is lens top right. No. This one has the same width and the same positioning, so we don't want to just do it many times. So we just go Ctrl-Z, Ctrl-V, copy it, and give it a combo class of bottom. The only difference between this one and the other one is that in here we have position in the bottom, which is in here. And again we go this one, Ctrl-Z, Ctrl-V, bring it down here. For this one we give the combo class of mid, and for the mid, this one it's here. So let's say every side is auto, auto, auto. From the top we set 25%, from the left 0%, and from the right also auto. So now it's here. Now you can see it looks a little bit similar to this one. One parent for this, one for this, one for this. And these are that 3 parents. We have overflow down here. So we need to turn something, just overflow hidden on some of the parents, so you just hide the overflow. For example, we can put it on the sticky container and then the overflow is hidden. And then we have this one as this. Okay, so for now, let's put the overflow back to shown. And so far it's not position sticky actually. It can just scroll. So now it's time to put the images inside. And for that case, we go first to the first one, here. We put a div inside the lens top right. And we call this one the class lens image. For the lens image, we give width 100%, height every time 100%, height of 100%. We're going to put this one a combo class, so the width of 100, height of 100, and this is this one, lens image. So all of them will have this class. This one, another image you put inside, and another image you put in there. For this one, we give it combo class of top, and we put image, background image. And where is the image? This is hero bottom, hero top, hero middle. So we put hero top. What is the setting? The setting, it's in the center, and no repeat, and it's cover. Take everything exactly as you see here. Now it's here. And for the other one, we put another div. For this one, we again have the lens image, which gives 100% width, and this one has a combo class of bottom, and for that we give background image we find the bottom one. This is the bottom one, center, cover, no repeat, and down. I got a message, just what it is. No important message. Okay, I thought it's from my girlfriend. I remember that I don't have girlfriend. For the last one, again we put a div. And for that one, again, the class name is lens image, as they all have, and the compo class is bottom. No, not bottom. This one is the mid one, the middle one. And for the middle one, we take the color background image. Which one is the mid one? Yeah, the middle lens. Cover, center, no repeat, and not fixed. Now you can see clearly one here, and one here. This is the parent for these three. Now what we need to do is now to just clean this stuff. This is done, this is done, this is done, and this is done. And the rotate, this is the image container, start from the top and go into the bottom. And the content which is there. So the content should have a high Z index. The content should have a high Z index, so let's give this one 1. So the content is in front of it. And for the rotate sticky container, for that one we are going to give the overflow to hidden, and now we give a sticky top 0, which is going to stick here. And let's remove that color. To which one we actually give? To the image, yeah. So we remove the background color and something voila happen. So which means that this section should have a background color. The moment we give a background color, then it's not going to show up there. Which one has 100 viewport height and which one has... So let me think about it. Which one should I give the color black? Anything that starts from here all the way there. Otherwise, you can see the background. So for that case, okay, to this position is sticky, to this rotate lens is sticky, I give a color of black. So when I give a color of black, I see some coloring here. So I think that is because I give one of them a color, so in order for you to see what is going on. So, remove those blue color from all of these lenses. And now it looks amazing. This, and this, and this. So bear with me, don't run away, don't feel bored. I think I also feel tired and boring now, but if we want to learn how something is happening, we should put our time and practice hard. Yeah, so now the only thing that is left is these two. We are done here. We are finished here. Everything looks fine. Everything looks good. And now it is the time to create this one. So for that, I think this one is also a bit complicated. So I need to drink some water again. For this one to happen, we have the image on the side and this one. So as you can see, this one and this one is inside the container. It's inside the container, so this one is also inside the container. This one is also inside the container. Even this big image itself, it's inside the container in here. So if I explain that to you, how this one works, this side. So for that one, I need to actually take a screenshot. I'm going to place few images, these two. If these two really go on the top of each other, So imagine this is exactly here, and if I lower down the opacity, if I exactly place this one exactly here, and I put it back to 100, and if I bring the background one, if I put it here, now let's see what would happen if I take the opacity of this one, and lower it down. Which one did I choose? Yeah, if I take this one and take the opacity down, can you see? Because they are exactly in the same position, so it feels like this one just appeared from nowhere. If I do this, you see? So that is how working here. The big picture is here, and then all these 1, 2, 3 lens is coming and put in front of it, so exactly in the same position. As we scroll, nothing happens, but that lens that we put there separate that picture exactly in the position. That just get opacity 100, in the background just get opacity of 80 or say 50, that big image. Similar here, similar here. So now let's do it in action, so then you can understand. So for that we bring another section. We call this one phone lens intro, as I told you before. So I'm not going to explain every single thing. The things that we did before, I'm not going to explain, but the thing that would be new and would be crucial, I would explain without just moving around, giving position relative in 3, and the background color to be black. Yeah, so without just going fast, I would explain every single thing. The thing that is new and crucial. So the things that we did before, no need to explain, just see and do it. Phone lens sticky. Width of 100, viewport height, position sticky, top 0. Inside we have a div. So let's just call it overflow to hidden. And as we go, I will explain why we have this overflow hidden here. Because we need to hide some part of the children, otherwise it will overflow. Inside this overflow, we put another div, and that div would be named phone lens container. Phone and the lens container. And this one going to have a width of 10, 40, exactly before as the same as the container we give to every other part of the section. But this one we give separate, because this one going to have a height of 100 viewport height, and the other one doesn't have. Margin auto and padding of 30 left, 30 right. Position relative. And inside of this, now is the time to do the explanation, because here would be a little bit hard to understand. So I give this div inside this container, and I call this one content and image flags. So the content and the image flags. And we give display flags box horizontal. It starts from the top and from the left. The width of this one is 100%, exactly the same width as its parent. Should be 100. And the position is going to be absolute, because they are stacked one on the top of each other. So that's why we give position absolute here. So now you know why we have position absolute there. And inside of this one, we have another div. We have another div block. And for that div block, let's say what would be the name. We call this one phone lens content. This is the content. And this one is because this is a child of this flags box. So we want this one to take the maximum width of 50%, and also the minimum width of 50%. Okay, the shrink is 1, that's fine. Inside of this one, we need to have a paragraph. Bringing this paragraph, and this paragraph is font length para. The setting up for this one is that it has a width of 600, 32 pixel size, and 36 pixel line height, the color to be white, and the letter spacing is 0.04. It's a bit more than the other. And let me copy and paste the text actually. Okay, the text is copied. After that one, as we scroll, it's just going up. So what we need to do is the parent of this paragraph, which is the font length content. For that one, because we're going to use this flexbox and this child again and again for every single one of them. One for this one for this one for this one. So we're going to repeating and using it. So for this one, when we add margin, we add a combo clause of intro para. And for this one, we have a margin in the top of 100 pixel. So this is the first child, and the other child is the image, bringing a div and call this one font length image. For this one, it has a separation, as you can see. This is the paragraph, the image, and we have some distance in between. So we are not going to give it 50%, we give 41% the maximum width, and 41% the base width, and a margin of 9%. It's up there. And the position is relative, and we want to push it a little bit to the left, because I think that this 9% is a little bit more, but it's fine, we just give it. And then we need to go inside and put the image actually inside of it. So for that case, we take this div block and we call it this one the font image. For that, we go exactly what the size of the image is. We give a big width of 1000 by 1000. Okay, let me just turn off the overflow, just turn it on. Now you know why I give overflow. So this is the text, as you can see here. This is the text and this is the image. So the image is actually quite big, so that's why we have this overflow, and also overflow down here. That's why we have that overflow there. So this is the image, which is quite big. So now instead of the color, we are going to give the image, choosing the image. So not basically for this one, for the other one, this one. Choose the image and we give it this one. On the top, the size should be 1000 pixel, no repeat and not fixed. So now everything looks fine. The only problem is that we have overflow. This font is overflowing on the right and also overflowing in the down. So for that, now this overflow hidden is useful, which is overflow hidden. And now we basically don't have that overflow anymore. The image starts from here and not ends here. It actually overflows to that side. And due to that sticky container, as we scroll, it just stick here. So here we are. Everything looks fine. So now all we need to do is to just duplicate this flexbox where it is. Duplicate this flexbox and just keep adding this one and this one and this one. So now you will understand what we have here actually. How this lens is actually shining like this. So these are completely another image. So for that to work, we go back to the container, to this one. And we take this one and Control C and Control V. Now we are here. So before changing anything here, just give this one a combo class, the mid lens. Why the mid lens? Because after this, the first one that comes is this middle one. So that's why we give a combo class of the mid. And what we actually change, we not change anything. After giving the mid class, combo class to this one, just go here and turn the opacity 0 and come back to the mid lens and give opacity back to 100. Because these are the ones that we play with the opacity. Playing with the opacity will turn on and off this one, but we are not going to turn off this one. We only just make the opacity goes to 0 and this one, the big image, just like opacity of 80 or something. So after giving the combo class, now let's go inside and let's see what we have inside. Inside of this one, for the right one, we're going to have a content similar to this one, not a paragraph. So how are we going to do that one? For this one, we're going to remove this paragraph. But before removing, we just bring I think this one, the intro para, it's not the intro para anymore. This is the phone lens content. And we remove this combo class because that was the only one that had 100 margin. And we give mid lens content. Combo class mid lens content because it's going to have different margin actually. And for that one, inside of this, we bring a heading and and this one is going to be heading 2, and this is going to have a name of content title. And we're going to use this one many times, I think 3 times. One in here, one in here, and one in here. So because of that, for the specific one, we add a combo class. But for the width of 210, height of 24 pixel, and then we add our combo class of mid title, which is ultra wide. We give the combo, we give the image. So that's not actually the heading. This one is not a heading. This is a background image. So where is the ultra wide? Okay, we give the ultra wide. This one has a 210 pixel to the center and actually no repeat. And let's remove that from in front of it. Okay, this one is done. And now what we need to do is to bring another div block and put it here and delete that paragraph actually. For this one, we're going to give this one the name of content line, because this one is that line that goes from here to there. For the content line, we give the margin top of 15 pixel and a width of say like 100 pixel right now, or just say 200 pixel right now, then we would do something with it. Height of 2 pixel, and the color is this dark gray. And after this one in the line, we have this list actually. So for that one, we need to bring a list, an unordered list. So we bring this list in here, and we call this one content info list. It has a margin on the top of 40 pixel, which is push the things up, and everything inside it we want to have 28 pixel and 30 pixel line height and 20 pixel of width. And then inside of this one we want it to know bullet and unordered. Then inside of this one, the list item. For the list item, we actually just put some text. So I said 26 millimeter focal length. we call this one detail. This one has 28. The only thing that changed is the color is white. So for the other one, let me copy, let me delete and just this one, Control Z, Control V, Control V, just copy, and let me copy paste all of this. Yeah, now it looks similar to this one. So now how we can put that image there? So for that one, I have the phone image here, and for this one, we're not going to do anything. We just add a combo clause of mid-lens image. And for that one, we have a width of 373. Why do I give 373? Because this is the one that actually has exactly the width and height of this here, this parent of that 3 lens. And that is exactly the width and height of the image that we are going to put actually. So for that one, let's just remove this one, and instead we just put a black color. And if I just come and turn the opacity up there, and if I just come here and position absolute, not this one, this color actually, if I give this one position absolute, and down here, and just actually down here, it exactly cover that, this one, the parent of these 3 lens, this, how to say it in English, I don't know, this cover of the lens on the phone. So just let the opacity put up, and now what we do, we put an image inside. And which image? Actually the middle image, the mid image. And the mid image starts from the top, and it has a custom width of exactly 373 pixels as we give it to the div. So the image also has 373. And now if the color, I turn it off, how to turn off the color? Okay, just give the color transparent. And now, did you see something here? So the trick is that this image, big image is in here, but we just cut, say by Photoshop or like Affinity Photo or Affinity Designer, we just cut this part of the image, and then we put the image here, and on the top of that image, let me turn the opacity of this a little bit down, and on the top of that, we exactly put that cut lens back exactly on that place. So now if you put the opacity, see, if we play with the opacity, now you get the point how this animation here was done. Okay, so put opacity to 100, and let's turn the opacity of the paragraph to 0, the opacity of the entire div, just something that we could see. Okay, and this one is done. And now this one has the mid-lens combo clause, so we can add some margin in order to push it down and exactly align it with the push it down here, and also the line, just increase the line until it reaches here. So why the image just turn here? We can put it, okay, exactly here. Yeah, it's okay. And for the line, I think something like 810 will be fine. And for the top here, something like 230, yes. Now it's exactly where it's supposed to be. Now if I take the entire parent, so on the animation, what we do is we go from opacity 0 to 100 back to 0. Exactly as here, 0 to 100 back to 0. And now what we need to do is we just need to keep repeating all of this again and again for 3 times. So for that, I'm not going to explain everything, I'm just going a little bit fast and just do everything that is supposed to do. So Control Z, Control V, we copy this one, and instead of the mid lens, we just say the top lens. The top lens. Going back here and turn the opacity here 0, but the opacity of this one up. This is not the mid lens anymore, this is the top lens, top lens content, because we want different margins. So actually this is not 500.05, that is a mistake done by me. This one should be 50%, not that one. That was a bad mistake actually. So now I need to go and put these images back here, 76. That's great. And for this one here, H2, for this one is top lens. Inside of it, this is the mid title. I remove the mid title and I put the top title, because after the mid is time for the top and wide camera. So for this one, we only change the wide camera and put to the center, and the width is 210, custom, no repeat, and done. For this one and for this one, I'm not going to change all of these ones. So when you make a website, then you can do by yourself. So I only give the margin on the top, just pushing it down enough so it just exactly be in the center of that one. For that, I would give like 120. And the line here, the line is actually very much. So we just decrease the line to something that like 650. The image. So now it's time to go to the image part. And for the image, we need to actually remove the mid lens and add the combo class of top lens image. So we remove this one and we add the, so we don't need to remove, we mid lens, we just add a combo class of top lens image. And we don't do anything, just come and change this one to the top image. To the top, and 373, yeah, everything done. So now if I take the entire parent and take the opacity down and up, now you can see this working. And one last time, Control C, Control V. And this one, instead of the top lens, we say the bottom lens. So then we can come and take this one, the opacity to 0, and the other one, the opacity to 100. So now we can work with this one. And for this one, the font content, it's not top content anymore. So we remove it, so we just remove that margin, and we say the bottom content. Bottom lens content, not only bottom content. Bottom lens content. And for this one, we will add its own margin, but before that, just let's change the image. So for that one, it is top title. We remove the top title and we say bottom title. So everything the same except the background image should be not white, but this telecope, no. This other one, we give 210 in the center, no repeat, and that's done. And for the margin, this is the bottom one. We put the margin down until it's touching here. And for the line, yeah, it's exactly fine. And for the list, I'm not going to change it because that's going to take time, but you can do it. And for the image, what we do is here, top lens. We remove the top lens and we say bottom lens image. For that one, we only go and change the lens to the bottom one, the bottom image. So now everything is done. So now what is going to happen is that in the animation, we make this 0 and 100, and again this one goes to 100 back to 0, and again this one goes 100 back to 0. So I hope you understand. Yeah, this one was a bit complex, but if you work on it a little bit and if you try to explain to yourself, as I do to myself, nobody watch my videos, that's fine, I'm just doing it for practice. But if you do explain to yourself and you practice, then I am sure you will understand it very well. So now let's just put all of the opacity back to 100. So you have an image that everything is on the same place, like this one. Everything is here as it's supposed to be here. But in here, what is that on the top we have this, how to say this, gradient. So for that to work, we need to add that gradient actually. So for that one, what we can do is, when we have this overflow hidden, on the top of this we have to put a div, because if you put inside, then now what happens is that overflow hidden will hide it. So we say white gradient up, and it has a height of 100 pixel, and it has a gradient of, it's going from white, no, it's going from white to black, or from black to, yeah, it's going from black to black, but different transparency. 180 is fine. In this side we go absolutely black, but on the other side, we go the color of 111. Yeah, it looks okay, but it looks opposite, so we have to change place between this one and this one. The 111 come to this side and the black goes to the other side. And how is it now? Everything working as it's supposed to do? Oh, sorry for my call. Just got a message from somebody. Okay, so now we're all the way finished. So we finish all of these. This one is done, this is done, so this is done, and this is done. So I hope now you have some idea how these are done. And this is actually the last one. Yeah, this is the last one. So now we need to talk about this one. So what happened here is that as we go up, this one is inside the position container. So this one is going to stop here. So what happened is as we scroll, we just move this one to the side here. And how these images are done actually. So what happened is we have three images, one on the top of each other. The first one is this, and as we scroll, we give opacity of this one to 0. But in the back, we already have another image. Again, this one, as we scroll, this get opacity is 0, and the background image will be up here. So let's do that one. So I cannot believe I finished all of this. Just to say wow. Okay, so for the last one, we need to have, oh, I'm sorry, I just received a call. We need to have another section. We put this section here and we call this section field view. Field view, as we have it here. We call it field view. We give the color black and give padding of 100 pixel top, 100 pixel bottom. The height is going to be 300 viewport height. So why 300? Because we need to scroll down and play some animation in z-index of 4 in order to bring it in front of this one. And the background color to be black, because we really like the black color. Now you can see it coming in front of this due to that 400, and because the other one has a margin of -100. So it's putting the other one in front of it. And now, let's go inside of it. Inside of this one, we put a div. And this div is only for this container, for this text. And we give this one container. And inside of this container, we have another div block. And this div block is called field view content. And this one is, all it has is just 100 margin in the bottom. And inside of this one, we're going to give a paragraph, and the paragraph comes from here. And the class of this one is field view para, and it has 424 pixel, 32 pixel, and the color is going to be this white, not white, but this gray. Control Z and Control V here, it's still very big. We need to put it 500, 400, the one inside of it. This needs to be around 500, and this one is bold. We need to put this one back to 500. But this one, the thing here, so what you need to do is just click this one, wrap with span, and give this one the color of white, as it's supposed to be white, the same as it's here, white here, and exactly white here. The container done, the text done. Now we need to put the images one on the top of each other. So for that one, we bring another container. In this container we call it field view sticky. For the field view sticky, we just have a padding of 100 pixel on the top, and this is position sticky top 0 and nothing else. And now inside of it we have those images, and also this slider. How to say slider? Yeah. So for the first one, we're going to put the images. So we call it field view images box. And this one has a setting of, it takes only 70% of the viewport height. It's not going to take the entire viewport height. It takes 70% of the viewport height. And now, this field view has a position of relative, and all the images are relative to the field view section. Now inside of this we put a div block and this field view image box. This is the parent for the images. So for that one, we call this one field view image container. This box is the one who takes the image. So this is the container for it. And for all of the images, we have some setting of 60. We don't want the images to be 60 viewport width, bigger than that. And also the height, we don't want it to be bigger than 70 viewport height. Now it's there, as you can see, and the maximum it can get is 980. So basically 980 is that container width. The container width was actually 1040. We add some padding 30 to every side. So if we delete those padding, then it will be 980 total width. We don't want it to be, as you can see, we don't want it to be bigger than that one. So the pattern starts from this side going to the other side with 70% viewport height. And inside of that one, we have this one, which has 60 viewport width and 70 viewport height, and the maximum width of 980. So for this one, we're going to center it, but we give position absolute. Why position absolute, you ask? Because we have three images, one on the top of each other, so we have to give position absolute. 50% to the right, it moves to the right. And transform back to minus 50% to the left. Minus 50, not minus 505, minus 50. Now it's exactly in the center. So after it's in the center, then what we need to do is something very important. We need to add combo class, and the combo class is first image, because all the images are on the same place, so we use the same box for all three of them. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So all three are inside of this one. So for that, we add a combo class, and after adding the combo class, then now we go and add that background image. So which one is that background image? It should be camera for ultra wide, which is this one. For this one, we say cover to the center and no repeat. So this one is here. On the top of this one, we have to put this image. So let's do something for that one. So in that case, we take this one, Control Z and Control V, copy paste. And now we remove the first image from here and we add the second image. Did you understand what happened? We just remove the combo class. If I remove, the image will be gone. So this one has that combo class of the image, and the other one doesn't have that combo class. And we add second image. And for the second image, we add another image, and that image is this one. And it's going to be to the center and cover and no repeat. And now you can understand. If I take the opacity of this one to 0, now you see the background is that one in the back of it. So in front of this one, I need to bring this image. So for that one, we go Control Z, Control V, and we remove that combo class of second image, and we say third image. And for that one, we're going to add, where it is, we're going to add choose image, and we choose this one. We say cover, center, no repeat. So now you get the point. This goes to 0 and down appear. This goes to 0 and the last one appear. So now you have a good idea of how the animation is going to work. So last but not least, everything is done. The only thing now that is left is this bottom one, this bottom slider here. So we actually need to add those slider as well. So for that one, we're going to add another div. Oh my god, where did I put a div? It's here. We have to take it out. So for that div, we're going to call it Field View Slider. Field View Slider. And for the Field View Slider, I feel tired, I just keep moving. So for the top, we have 5 viewport height of margin, and we give a width of 400. Margin auto, now it's exactly in the center. And inside of this one, we have another div. And this div is the slider content. And this slider content is displayed as flex box, horizontal, stretch, and space between. 20 pixels down as a margin, and nothing else. And inside of this one, we just have some heading, and we call these heading slider header. Slider heading. And the first one is the font size, the margin, so we remove the margin top and bottom. We give 20 pixel font, 23 pixel font height, and color to be white, and it should be around 500 or say 600 or say 7. Okay, we go by 700. Take this, Control Z, Control V, and Control V. We have 3. The middle one is the white, and the last one is ultra wide. So that's why we have that display flex box. And after that one, we have the slider itself. So for that one, we bring a div, and we call this div to be the slider. And for the slider setting, what we have is we want the width to be 100 as its parent, 100% as the parent to pixel of height, and the color to be this grayish color. Inside of this one, we have the div. And this is actually the slider that is moved inside. This is the parent actually. This is that big one, that parent. The one that moves inside is this one that we are going to call it the slide, and it has a width of 100% divided by 3, which is 33 by 333%. The height to be 100%, which is the same as, say, like 2 pixels. It's not that much. The color is going to be white, and if I give this one, say, 200, and now if I use, as we scroll, so what we are going to do is we use transform to move it. So as we scroll, we just move like this. Can you see? So now you also have some idea how it's going to work. So congratulations, we actually finished. Yeah, I'm not going to make this website responsive because otherwise that would take a whole lot of time. So now just building this structure. Okay, let me see how long does it take. It took me almost 3 hours to just finish this structure. And now you know what the most important thing is left? The animation. See? The animation is left. So what we need to do now is to just add the animation. So what I'm going to do is I just keep talking for 3 hours, my jaw hurts. So I'm going to take a nap. You can also go take a nap, drink some beer. No, not beer, just drink some Coke or something, and then we will come back. See you very soon. It would be amazing that if you have come so far with me and you just build all of that. And it's not about the building, it is about understanding how it works. And if you understand it, then in the future, if you have the images, if you have the assets, then for sure you can build something similar to this or even something better than this. Okay, so enough of talking. Now everything is prepared, and now the only thing that's left is the animation. So in the case of animation, here we don't have animation. Here we have actually animation, as you can see here. As we go up, if you pay attention here to this microphone, as it goes, no, to this speaker, as it goes up, you can see it's also going up. Before it was here, now it's there. So which ones are moving? This one is moving up different speed, this one different, and this one is actually stationary. So for that to happen, we need to have the animation in, we need to have animation here on 3 lens, and take a look. So for that we need to add an animation here, and it's scroll in view, and we play scroll animation. We make a new animation, and that animation name is going to be the same as the section 3 lens, and take look scroll. Let me check, am I really recording? Is my microphone fine? Because I don't want to just keep talking and then I realize I'm not recording. Yeah, I'm recording. Sorry. So everything is fine in here. But before that one, let me go back to the animation here. I want to put this one to 70. It's going to be smooth. And for this, it start entering and it's fully invisible. Yeah, these two are the one that should be there. And now let's analyze as we scroll from the bottom to up. We need to move this div up, and we also want to move this div up. So for that one, at the 0, we select this 3 lens image container here, and we say move, and we say select element. In here we go up. We go up by, we go down by 60 pixels, and back at 60, which is here. At 60 we go back to -60, and at -60. Now if we turn on the preview, from 0 all the way to 60, it's going up. Can you see it? So how I know it's 0 is 60? Because I already built the website and I know how it works. So for you, so what you should do is turn on the live preview and come here and say, okay, from here all the way to up there it's moving. So let's find out. And the down here is at 0 and going up all the way here, going up all the way here. When it's like going out of the view, it's at 60. And why 100 is down there? Because it's the sum of the height of this section that we put the animation on is the sum of this section 3 lens and the section of take a look, which is but you know what? Something looks odd here. Let me see what is odd. So after this one actually, the take a look should come, right? So where is the take a look? After these three images, after 3 images, take a look should come. So where is it take a look? It's in here. If I give it 3, yeah, it had different z-index actually. But if I give this one 3, then I should give the other one, which is in here, the 3 lens. This one must have 4. So now this is in the front and in the back is this one. Yeah, so you should play with the z-index. So which one come front, which one go back. So I realized when I was doing animation. So now from 0 all the way to 60, and then at 100 is going up, because the animation is on 3 lens section, and it's the sum of 3 lens and take a look children inside of it. The height is the sum of that too. And this one is going fine. Now it's time for the other one. There's mid background, and for that one we go at 0 and we go the move, and move here is the y. The y is in percentage, and that is minus 33%. At 60 is minus 70, and at 60 move is minus 70. Minus 70, it should go up actually. Why is coming down then? So it should work like this one. Oh, but this shouldn't be group actually. This should be the selected element, and that is also the selected element. So the selected element here is at minus 33, and here is at minus 70% actually. Sorry, not 70 a pixel. So let's see now. But you know what? I again see that overflow of this one. Yeah, the background is coming in front of this section. So what I'm going to do is the hero, and the hero, this hero must have 4, and yeah, now it's working. So coming back to the animation, yeah, so please play with that z-index. If something looks odd, just give the one that should be in the front just higher z-index than the other one. Okay, the animation looks smooth and fine here. As we scroll, yeah, these are scrolling. And now the time is for these two. So for these two, what are we going to do? For these two, as in here, from here, you can see the image is going up and also the text is going up. So how are we going to do that one? So here at 30, which this one is in the bottom here, is going up. So at 30, what you're going to do is take a look background image. So where is the take a look background image? Take a look background image. Now it's here. So at 30, we move the take a look background image. Please affect the selected element, not the group. So at the 30, we put it at 140 pixel down. Can you see here? Down. And at 60, we put it, at 60, we move it to minus 30 pixel, going back up. So now if you scroll up like this, now you can see that it's going up there. And from here all the way to here, yeah, it's working fine, going up like this. Yeah, and then you have this take a closer look. So take a closer look is also going up. If you see it carefully, it's really going up. So for that one, for the paragraph, let's find out where is the paragraph. The content actually, not the container, the content itself here. So let's see, after the 30 here, at 40 we move 150 pixels down, but we affect only the selected element, not any group. And at 60 we move it back to minus or back to 0. And now if we turn on animation, and if we see from here, it's just going here, and then they two are going up. Absolutely amazing. Is it similar to this? And this one is ours? Yeah, it's very similar. It's going up, and everything is going up. Okay, this one done. And what is the next? Oh, this animation. This is the next animation. So how I'm going to actually explain that one for you, that is going to take a lot of time. So instead of explaining here, let me show you what I diagram here in the Affinity Designer. So in the Affinity Designer, what I have is, I have these 3 images. And if I want to move this image, I need to have something called the point of origin. If I bring this one here, and if I click this one, this is the point of origin, which means this is the origin. And what is the origin? The origin is the point that the object is moving around. You see, if that is a point of origin, it moves here. If the point of origin is here on the side, if I move, can you see it's moving around that point? Let's say the point of origin, I put it all the way in the corner. And now if I move, can you see it's moving around that corner? You get it, right? Okay, no need to explain more than that. Let's just delete this one. And back to here, I put this diagram. So if we have these 3, and if we connect the line, the center that is made by that triangle. So this is actually using some mathematics, some like, I don't know, like Pythagoras theorem, or I don't know, sine or cosine, or just the right angle, and just those kind of property. We find here the center, and after finding the center, if I move this one, if these 3 are here, and the point of origin of this object is in the yellow part, then can you see how it's moving around that yellow part, that yellow center? And any of them, not only one, if I move them, you see it's moving like this one, and this one also moving exactly like this one. So let me see if I can select all 3 of them. And now if I move, can you see it's moving like this one? This is what we need to achieve on the website. So all of them moving in circular like this one. So for that, let's close this one. No need to save, I already saved. Okay, let's go back to here, to the Figma. And for that one, let me bring back these 3 here. And for this one, actually, I had a diagram here. And for this one, we have the same width, 1391 and 1430. If you remember, this is the parent here. This is the parent of this one. Going back to here. And we have the width of this one. So if we want to change the point of origin is always in the center. And if we want to change, we start from the top left. So I found the number, I did not calculate, actually, I found the number from the other developer who before built this website, and from here to here is 641, and if we go down, and if I connect that triangle, can you see that this white is the center, so all of them should move around that center. So for that case, we need to go 641 this side and 756 down in order to get this white. And for the other one, we start from the left top and here, and this is the values you need to take a picture and put for every single one of them. So I put the Figma aside here, and I'm going to put the values, actually just copy paste. So for let me find out, so before rotating around, I need to put the origins correctly. So let me find which one is the parent for those one. It's this one, and let's find out not the content but the images. So for this one, okay, the animation of that part is finished. For this one, which is this top here, for that one, what was the value? The value was 641 for the left and 756 for the top. So now we're going to put that one. Where? In the transformers, just click that 3 button, and then here, you see the origin is in the center. So the left, we want to put it in pixel. For the left, I put 647, and for the top, I'm going to put in pixel 756, and okay. And for the bottom one, is 576, and from the top is minus 66, and for the side one is the value of the left is minus 105, which I copy paste here, and 409 is for the top. Now the origins are done, and now we can go and do the animation actually. So for that we need to introduce a new animation, and that animation will be also scroll on view. So scrolling in view, play scroll animation, and now we need a new animation, and that new animation is the same as the section name, 3 lens, and not 3 lens and take a look. No. It's the 3 rotate lens scrolled. And we go back, and we want the animation to be smooth. So smooth is 70, and the animation boundaries actually, now we put is fully visible, and for the bottom one we put 30, which means the boundaries for the before finishing is 30%, before it reaches the end of the page. So for this one, what we need to do is we take this one, and if I show you as an example, if I come here and if I say rotate, and if I rotate on the z-axis, can you see how they all 3 are moving exactly circular? The reason they are moving is because we found that origin point, even though it's not exactly, because we are not like solving the math question to find exactly the value, exactly the center. We are just estimating that our estimation is correct. So they are moving in circular, which is supposed to do. And why all of them are moving? Because all of them sharing the same class. If I say select element, and now as you can see, only one is moving, the one that's select. But if I say the class, then now all of them are moving. So how we are going to move? For the 081, we say minus 30 pixel, moving this side. And at 100, we want that to be 30. And now if we scroll from here, if we scroll, can you see they are moving circular, right? Because they have all the same group. And if you want to affect one, we can actually affect one by one, and we just move it or rotate it around, but that is going to take a lot of time. So it's better to choose just the class. And something that I want to really show you here, as we scroll, it just is scrolling also the lens. You see, the lens is kind of moving, and that doesn't look smooth. But if you see the one that is built here, if you see here, the lens is not moving actually. If I, how to show you, I closed the Figma and as well as the other one. If I open one of the image here, if I open the image here, can you see if I from here, if I rotate it like this one, can you see the lens need to move, right? Because we are rotating it like around its origin. But if I am rotating this one around like this one, and there are 3, 1, 2, and 3, and they are moving around like this one, then at that time I don't need the lens to be moved. So what we need to do is we just counteract what we did here and the rotate. And for that one, what we need to do is we just go inside the lens image and we rotate here. The other one was minus 30, so we go 30 pixel, and at the end we rotate minus 30, which now what happened is that it's counterpart that one. So now, if I scroll down like this, I think it's still not working. So this one, which is the top here, this one actually should work with all the classes, but it's actually not. So let's give all of them a class that is similar. So we say class rotate. This is the lens inside its parent. So we say class rotate, and also this one class rotate. So they basically have the same class in order for the rotation to work on all three of them instead of just doing them one by one. So let's say for this one, let's say all elements with this class, and for this one class, yeah, now we have the rotate there. So we say all elements with this class, and now, yeah, now I don't see that rotation of the lens. Yeah, this part is done. Now all we need to do is animate the paragraph. As we go up, the paragraph just come up. The paragraph just appear. So before the paragraph appear, it means that the paragraph is not shown. And we do one by one. For the first one, and something else that I realized, from here, as we go this way, okay, I'll explain that later. So first, let's just do the paragraph. And somewhere around, say here, the paragraph is not appear until, see, this one is go up there until the entire space is empty for the paragraph. So in that case, we need to all the way like go 40 or something. So at 40, sorry, I just cracked my fingers, I'm just used to it. So at 40 we go to H3 lens heading, and we go at say 40 and we say opacity. So opacity is 0 here, and this one is, remember, keyframe is 40, and not the class but the selected element. And back to 50, the opacity is at 100. And now let's see the live preview. Yeah, it's working. And the second one, if you realize here, the second one actually has a slight movement. The first one doesn't, but the second one has slightly movement. So let's go to the other one and just move down, say class should be selected element. It should move down, say 20 pixel, and back at 50 we say move back to 0, and at 50 say opacity of 0, and at 50 say opacity of 100. I go fast, but I just select the element here and then I play with it here. 40 to 50, 40 to 50 opacity, 40 to 50 movement. And if I go live preview now, it's moving, yeah. Now we have exactly similar to what we have in here. Yeah. Okay, this one is done. So now it's time for the other one. So far, so good. I hope you bear with me so far. I don't know if anyone see the video until now. I don't think so. If anyone have watched until this time, I'm really shocked. So for the other one, we have this phone intro. And for the phone intro, as we go up, this paragraph is going up and the opacity of the image is going to 0. And for that one, we need to have a new animation. For that one, we need to have a new animation. And for that new while scrolling view, let's scroll animation. Let's give it a name of phone lens intro. And for this, I go like 80 to be very smooth. And for the boundaries, is fully visible, but boundary of say 5 on the top and is fully visible, and 40 in the bottom. I explained all of that in the other videos that I made when I make the AirPod Pro website. Actually, you can check that one. But before that one, let me just turn off some of the things that we don't need here. So let's put the opacity to 0, opacity of this one also to 0, opacity of this one also to 0. Only these two are left, so it just makes the job much more easier for us to work with. And in here we need to select the paragraph box, and at here the opacity is what, here it goes like this, and then the opacity go down. So in that case, the entire opacity of this one, the first one, here the opacity is at 100. Okay, select element, not class, remember, okay? Here it's at 100, and at 10, opacity is at 20. And if I scroll like this now, yeah, just getting less opaque. And for the paragraph inside of this here, at 0 we go move, and we move say 0, and in the effect just choose select element, and at 10 we move, okay, and here we say 20 pixel down, and in here say minus 600, just getting out of the view. And the opacity here, okay, we don't need to play with the opacity. So where does this content come from? It's here, content, image flags, content. Okay, we need to delete this one. So now let's see how it works. When we come here, yeah, the paragraph is going up and it's getting 0. And now is the point for this one to appear, you see? Appear and then disappear. So that one is the center one. Because I put them in order in the navigator, they're in order. So then this one has to appear and disappear. So for that one, we go from 10 to 25 and then to 35. So at 10, I go opacity of Z0, but not the class. The effect should be select element. At 10, then at 25, at 25 the opacity is at 100, and at 35 the opacity is back to 0. And if I simulate that, yeah, opacity 100 and then back to 0. And after this one we have the other one, and the other one goes from 35 opacity, we affect the selected element, opacity is 0, and at 55 opacity is at 100, and at 65 opacity is back to 0. And for the last one here, we go from 65 opacity, affect the select element, opacity is 0 here, 65, then at 85 opacity is back to 100, and at 100 opacity is back to 0. And if we see here, it's going up, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. But you know what? I realized they are not actually equally values. So it starts at 20. So let's go this one, put it to 30, and this one, say, put it to 40, and this one is at 35, so let's put it at 40, and this one is 55, let's put it at 60, and this is 65, let's put it at 70, and this 65, let's put it at let's put the 65 one at 70, and this one to, say, 85, and to 100. What about now? Are they taking more time? Yeah, the last one is taking more time, but from this 10 to 30, 30 to 40. This one I can put it at 25. So you can just play with it. It's not so complicated. Just need to play with it until you find really a good equal amount for every single one of them. So this one is going from 40 to 60, which I'm going to put it 40 to 55. And what about now? Yeah, it looks good. So for the first one, goes from 10 opacity 0, the first one, which is this one, this middle one, it goes from 10 opacity 0, 25 opacity 100, and 40 opacity 0. Then the other one, 40, which is the top lens, this one, 40 is opacity 0, 55 opacity 100, and 70 opacity 0, and the other one goes from 70 to 85, 85 to 100. And congratulations, this animation also finished. And now if you see everything together, this, and then this animation, and the other animation, and this animation, and after that the one that we're currently working on it, yeah. And the only thing that is left is this one, which this one, as I told you, is quite easy. All we need to do is just opacity of one gets to 0, and the other one just gets to 100. So this field view, we just go and add animation while scroll in view, a new animation, and add this plus sign, and the name would be field view scrolled. And as before, this one we don't want it to be too smooth, so we just say it like 40, and for the boundaries we say it's fully visible and it's fully invisible, but the boundaries of 50%. And now we go inside and let's see what we have and what we need to do. So at the 0, as we scroll down, we can see that the slide is moving. The slide is moving from this one all the way to white, which is here. So let's implement that one first. Okay, where is the slide? Here is the slide. So let's go move X to be 0 and not class but the select element. And as we scroll down here, we want the movement to start, say, at 10 and say finish at 50. Okay, at 10 the movement is at 0, and at 50 is 70%, which is all the way here, and at 100, which is here, the slide is going to move in percentage all the way to the end. So we move it 200. Now it's all the way back here. And now if we scroll like this to see, okay, coming to wide and then it coming to ultra wide. It's not going all the way back there. So what's happening? It's coming here, and 200 is not enough. So we need to go to 100%. If we put this one, say, to 90, what about now? It's not still moving. Oh, this one. Here it should be in percentage, say 0, and now it's going all the way up. So let's put it to 100, and now, yeah. It starts from 0, then going to wide, and then going to ultra wide. Okay, done. And I forgot to put this one actually 2 pixel height. I put it more to just show you, to just illustrate. So we will put that one back to where it was supposed to be. And once we are, say, at 55, which is exactly that slide is under the white. So what we need to do is we just need to go to the image and just make the opacity to 0. And field view image, we go at 55 and we make the opacity here, we put it at 100 and select the element, not the class. And from 55 to say 65 very fast, the opacity goes to 0, the image that was in the front. And after that, when we scroll down, when the scroll is near the ultra wide, we just change the image. So let's say from 90, not this one, actually the other one, select the other image, say from 90, the opacity is at 100 and effect is select element, and say at 95, opacity just suddenly goes to 0 and the other images appear. And let's see live preview how it works. We come here, the slide is moving to white, and where it's under the white, just come the other one, and then the other one. Okay, save, and this one should be like, this mode should be like 0 because we want to move it very fast. And let's see now how it works. Come here, the opacity of the first image gets to 0 when it comes to white, and the other one gets when it's there. Okay, but before anything else, let's make the slide back to where it was supposed to be. Not 200, but 100%. And congratulations, we actually built the entire website. So it works perfectly fine for the smallest desktop and for the biggest one. And you see this one is like very small width, and yeah, everything working fine. And you know what, this one looks very not good here. So let's say the width of this one, the width of this one should be not 60 viewport wide. So the minimum should be also 980. But if you make it 980, so let's just don't give it that one. And what we need to do is to just, let's this one to be give auto, and this one to be the minimum should be 980 as well. But then we have this problem, Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine here. That is the maximum of 980. And if we go smaller than that, which is here, and now the problem again comes here. Okay, if this one has 980, what about this one? Oh, this one still has that one. So let's say give auto minimum with 980, and also this one, let's say auto and minimum say 980. And now it works, but it looks very ugly. Minimum width and maximum width. We just need to give like 980 to the width and remove the min width and the max width. So you can do that. You can do that. No need to write like min width and max width. Just put the width 980. And now let's see. This is the smallest desktop. How it looks. Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. What about the big monitor, 1920 by 1080? Okay, so let's publish it. And after we publish it, let's open it. Yeah, it looks very good. No overflow, no any lacking of it. Responsiveness or animation, It looks absolutely amazing. So thank you so much that you have been with me so far and built this, and I hope I see you again, and bye bye, see you very soon.